North Geelong, they only kicked 2 goals in that quarter, so they certainly need a lift from the centre. They've had Eves, Jones and Swinnerton playing well. They certainly need a quick goal in this final quarter to steady them. I think North Geelong probably at home. They may just have a little bit, with the 9-point lead that they've got now, they may just be able to hang on.
Well, I tipped Anakie at the start of the game. I see no reason to change. They've kicked about, well, I think it is in fact 8 goals to 4 since quarter time after their disastrous start. North Geelong have controlled the game for much of the day. I'd agree with that, but I just think they might get up here, Anakie. The umpire bounces it down the start of the final quarter. Diving in on top of the full, Jason Franken's in the centre of the ground. He might get a free kick, and he has. I tipped he might start off in there. I tipped that at half-time. They take me a quarter to listen to me. Jason Franken, he's usually a good kick at the footy. No exception. Gets it to centre-half forward. No contest. Too easy there for North Geelong. They take the mark easily. One of the youngsters at centre-half back.
Good work. Glenn Light in front of Rob Law there. And Jovanovic gets the mark, held to without the ball. He'll take the free kick between halfback and wing for North Geelong. He goes short to Jones. Jones takes the mark in front of the Anakie coaching box here. He'll look long. He's got Eves leading at centre half forward. He kicks it up towards Coots. Good play from Coots and Menzies, and also good play from Smilovic. They see it over the line and we'll have a throw in.
Jason, I'm not too sure whether they got 17 or 18 on the ground. I reckon there's 3 sitting in the coach's box. Do you think there was 4?
Well, you have a call and I'll count them.
Okay, boundary umpire puts it back into play. Neil Orford won the knockdown on this occasion, and the youngster there, Robbie Lord, chasing the footy, actually hurdled the fence there. Good effort for him because he was bumped as he was going for it close to the boundary line, and out of bounds she goes. Boundary throw in once more. And Big Welsh does the ruck work, gets it down to the run of Gibbons, who rows beautifully. Standing still, fires this kick in towards Greaves. Can't take the mark at the centre of the ground. Picked up. Might be a free kick going to be played here, is it? It's going to go to Greaves because Jamie Elmer had gathered the result, and loose ball, and off he went. Greaves now kicks the ball across well to Light, who takes the mark, unmarked on that occasion by Robbie Law, and Glenn Light looking further afield. Going to chip it in short. Needs to be a good kick. It's not. Sid Jones gets in the way at centre half back, takes the mark and plays on immediately.
He gets Craig Eves at half back, and Craig Eves marks in front of Franken. Anakie only have 17 players on the ground. Daryl Jones now onto his left foot. Good running from him. Puts it out in front. Good mark on the wing. North Geelong. Good play there. In back towards Jeff Ryan at centre half forward. He overruns the ball. Good play from Gibbons with his left foot, but it's all North Geelong at half back there, and Shane Burns takes the mark.
They've got to be a bit more careful with their kicking out there, Anakie. Burns chips the ball out wide. It's all right. Sid Jones called for and does take the mark. Now he's just steadying play down a bit there at half back, Jones. The kick isn't too good. Glenn Menzies goes up and takes a nice grab. He's taken 3 or 4 of them since half-time. Not enough early from the big fella, Sir Robert, but he's playing okay now. And he straightens up and goes long on that kick, looking for Corey Bissett over the back. He almost got it too at ground level. Marinovic gathers inside the defensive 50, tumbles the punt out the left foot. Finds only Scotty Hearn, who takes the mark forward of centre wing for Anakie. He wants to chip it immediately. He does. The kick's all right. He's got it to Jason Greaves. He straightens up, goes for Corey Bissett in the pocket. The ball just bounced past him. Scotty Simon lays a good tackle. The hand pass away. Burke gets it towards Sid Jones. He heads out wide. It's out of bounds, and it's out on the 50-metre line, and Anakie fought hard to keep that ball in their forward line.
They certainly did. Good play from Anakie to keep it in there. Welsh will contest the ruck. No, in fact, it's going to be Tate and Simpson. Good play from Jones over the top. It only goes as far as Greaves. Onto his left foot, he can't find an Anakie player and finds Craig Eves. Craig Eves runs now. He gives it over to Rob Law, who runs through the centre. Short kick looking for Priddle. It's over him and Coots. Boothroyd and Jolly. Great pick up by Jolly. Great tackle, though, also by Rory Priddle. Rory Priddle, the youngster, takes the free kick, and 50 metres for Brendan Jolly's indiscretion there on Priddle. And he's been booked as well.
Looked like an Academy Award to me. God help us, that's 50
He sent him off for 15 minutes. Brendan Jolly's off, and that could turn the match. He's been playing well on Boothroyd, even though Boothroyd had kicked 4 goals. And Rory Priddle will convert this now in the goal square for North Geelong.
I thought myself, my own opinion, I thought the free kick was pretty tough. I thought he was the only player attacking the footy. He looked to be grabbed over the shoulder to me. Down he went, he got up, stood there, looked at Priddle, did a feint. Nothing wrong with him at all. And unbelievable. Anyway, Rory Priddle's going to straighten up. He should kick the goal. Wait on the crowd's reaction. It's pretty good. Rory Priddle kicks his 3rd goal, and a vital one in the context of this game. Jason.
Yes, that certainly was. We hear the Anakie coaching staff moving Michael Costello to full back on Boothroyd now, with Brendan Jolly being off for 15 minutes. And North Geelong, great goal into the win there. 10 goals, 10-70, and they lead 15 points now. The visitors, Anakie, 8 goals, 7-55.
Now down to 16 men, and the Anakie coaching panel in front of us are absolutely hopping mad.
It's going to be tough now from here.
Be very tough. They're really going to have to run hard now. The kicks have to be spot on now. They can't afford to have any give the ball aways. Now, what's happening here? Umpire just waiting for the boundary umpire. He's standing in the circle, the boundary in the square. He forgot to get out. 10-10-70 North Geelong. Anakie 8-7-55. A handy 15-point break as Welsh does the ruck work. Charges his way through the pack as Jason Franken, Copman high. Good enough to get the hand pass away to Stephen Green. He goes long towards Scotty Simon at full 40. Backs back with Marinovic. Off the ground. Simon! Hit the post! Hit the post on the... Just grazed it too, didn't hit it hard. Just grazed it on the way through. Whoa, bad luck, Scotty Simon. Great thinking there. Had no chance of running the ball in. Threw the foot at it and just touched the post on the way through. 14 points the difference now on the GDFL Bingo Centre final quarter scoreboard as the kick from Simpson goes to Marinovic, who took a while to get rid of it. Got it back to Jovanovic. Got it back there to Simpson. He's in trouble. Tackled by a light. Well played, Anakie. And Corey Bissett's out there. He's going as mad as his brother is down here on the fence. They're not happy with the umpire and the way it's going against them. Jason, I'll take a breath. You take a call.
Yeah, Simpson put Marinovic and Jovanovic under pressure there. We'll have a throw in now, about 30 metres around from the Anakie goal. Go up now. Good play from Menzies in front, takes it out of the ruck. No Anakie player there. Good play from North Geelong, but Glenn Light will take the mark for Anakie at half forward. In front of Money. Light looks inside. Good kick. Great kick.
Ooh, gutsy mark now.
That may have been Simon.
Scotty Simon's taken the mark, and Shane Burns certainly made him earn it. Whether he was a fraction too late or right on time, I'm not too sure. Down here in front of us, they thought it was a fraction too late, but won't matter to Scotty Simon. Distance not a problem. You can see the 50-metre line in front of him there. He pulls the socks up now, Scotty Simon. Important kick for goal. He is a lovely kick. The distance will not be a worry for him. He's got to kick it about... 45 metres, I'd suggest. He comes in on that loping left foot of his. He goes for home. The goal umpire moves too far for the right, I would think. Yes, just missed. Just missed to the right-hand side there, Scotty Simon, but he's certainly been a target since he went into that forward line. 2 goals, 2 the personal tally. And the margin now is back to 13 points. North Geelong leading on the Geelong District Football League Bingo Centre scoreboard.
Simpson kicks in for North Geelong. He looks to the outer side towards Alford, who's got 10 metres in front of Welsh, and takes the mark at half-back for North Geelong. He waits now, turns around. Eves is by himself in the centre. He looks towards that way. Burns is out there also, and Burns will take the mark on the wing for North Geelong. A short kick over the top towards Eves. It's a bad kick. Greaves gets back. Good play from him. Eves out the back. Tries to break the tackle. He can't, and he's dropped the ball. Good play. Good tackle there by... I think that was Greaves, yes. Good work from Jason Greaves.
Played well since he came on the ground, I reckon, Jason Greaves. He came to the side when Neville Gogol had to pull out, and he's done his job. He goes towards Corey Bissett, but a mark over the top. Looks like Sid Jones took the mark over the top of the big fella. Judged it better on that occasion. Wants to play on. He does. His tackle, loses the footy. In goes Corey Bissett, got it out. Little kick comes back in the direction here of big Glenn Menzies. He marks. He's the attacking side of the centre. Long kick to Scotty Simon. He's got it. Great mark. Great mark. Falling backwards by Scott Simon. And a costly mistake by the coach there, Daryl Jones, to play on.
Good pressure by Corey Bissett there, and also I think it was Jeff Belair's. They put pressure on the coach there, and he couldn't get the ball out. Menzies on his left foot, and good use of the body from Scott Simon at full forward.
Now, he just missed one a minute ago. Let's see how he goes this time. The goal umpire leans back. He's home. He's kicked his 3rd goal. Anakie will not be denied.
Great work from Anakie there at half forward, and a good kick by Simon, who had a couple of opportunities earlier in the quarter, and he's finished off that one there and brings Anakie closer to the Geelong District Football League Bingo Centre scoreboard. Shows North Geelong 10 goals, 10-70. And Anakie, we're just waiting now. I think they're 9 goals, 9-63. Is that correct?
I think I'd just about agree with that. But slow there, the boy. The only time we wanted that boy on the board, he's a bit slow. We've played 9 minutes of the final quarter on the Bannockburn Trophies time clock, and the scoreboard shows 70 plays 63. It's actually 7 points the difference out here at Osborne Park. Now, Paul Camerono was sent off. He cannot come back on the ground, so they're playing one short. And they've also had Brendan Jolly sent off for what I thought 2 set up. And Academy Award there, I thought, for the young fella Priddle, and the boys down here in front are telling me how many sent off. I'm well aware of that. Menzies is in the ruck. The ball out of the centre. A little kick by, that looked like Priddle getting the ball forward. Glenn Light does well at ground level, gathers, kicks back to centre wing. Here comes Beggs. He's been a dynamo in that third quarter. Tries to do too much on this occasion. Just didn't get rid of it in time. And the coaching battle in front, they're going berserk down here. It's interesting stuff, isn't it? North Geelong now repel the attack.
Good play from Tab, gets it up towards Eves. Priddle now, he's got 10 metres on Coots. He's inside 50 now, onto his right foot, looks towards Nickel. Good play from Hearn. Scott Hearn sees the ball over the goal line for a behind, which will put North Geelong 10 goals, 11-71. 8 points in front of Anakie, 9 goals, 9-63 on the GDFL Bingo Centre scoreboard.
And here's Mickey Costello at full back to put the ball back into play. Elects to kick it as long as he can towards Grooves. Can't take the mark. Marnie was there. Sock it off the ground. Goes Anakie's way. They've got it outside half back now. Burns is out there on his own. He's got plenty of room for North Geelong. And he's kicked the ball 55 metres the wrong way. Or am I seeing things?
No, he has. He's kicked it the wrong way and he's kicked it out of bounds on the full.
And he's put it out on the full. He's conceded 50 metres, I would think, and also the free kick.
And Cookie, I've just had the word that Fitzroy has beaten St Kilda at Waverley.
Fitzroy has beaten St Kilda at Waverley. That must have been a big crowd there. To kick the goal, you have to go and fox it yourself out there, I reckon. That wasn't out on the full. Must have just landed inside the line, that one by the axe. It's almost down to half forward for Anakie. As Ben Beggs does well. Tries to win the ball out of the pack. There's a heap of players there. North Geelong player down in the pack too, I think you'll find. And Ivan Jovanovic stands over him and calls for the trainer to come quickly. It's a ball-up decision. Out there, about 65 metres out from goal. Anakie, 9-7-63. Trail North Geelong, 10-10-70 on the GDFL Bingo Centre scoreboard. And the player picking himself up is Craig Ooze. He's not too good, looks a bit groggy to me. Umpire hasn't started the play. Umpire's calling for the stretcher. That's why he has not started the play. Craig Eves, I didn't see what happened there. It was in a pack of players and doesn't look too good. It was when Ben Beggs went crashing through to get the footy. And
and Shane
Burns has just pushed someone over there. Stephen Green, was it? Now, temper's flowing out here. Ivan Jovanovic calling for the boys to bring a stretcher out to Craig Eves, who's still lying prostrate on the ground. Doesn't look too good. We might take this opportunity to repeat the score. It's 10 goals, 11-71. North Geelong to Anakie, who've got, I think, 9 goals. Might be 9-8-63. We'll keep it here, I think. I think we'll keep it here. Yep. The stretcher's come out on the ground. And he's still down on the ground, this boy, Craig Eves. He played a fair game too. Just waiting to see what... The stretcher's come out now to pick up the injured player, Craig Eves. He's not looking well. Just hope he's all right. They've got him on the stretcher now. Took a fair while to get that stretcher out there. And what's happened now? We see Shane Burns has been sent off, and I think Stephen Green's been sent off. We've got the send-off syndrome here this afternoon at Osborne Park.
The Anakie president, Phil Cummins, has just said he might come on and play. He might have to. There might not be any players left.
Well, they'll bounce the ball in a minute. There'll be no one there to go for it. This is unbelievable. We saw Stephen Green get pushed over by the axe Shane Burns. But, well, they've both been set off. Now, they have got the injured player on... there he is there on screen now. Craig Eves being carried off on a stretcher, and he's not a well man. And he'll go straight to hospital, I would suggest. Can't tell you what was wrong. He looked very groggy. I don't think it's a knee or an arm or anything. I think it's a head injury. Only guessing from here, but that's the way it looked. Well, Jason, this hold in play, going to favour either side, do you think?
Well, obviously, Eves was having an influence for North Geelong. He was one of their better players with Schwennison and Jones. So that's obviously going to be a loss for North Geelong. But Burns and Green were both influential players for their sides too, and they've both been off as well. So I don't think it'll favour either side that much.
Just thought that Anakie had looked to have a little bit of a run on at that stage, and maybe the hold-up in play might be beneficial to North Geelong. The coach there be able to collect his thoughts and just realise that they have got extra men there and just work out where to put them. They've just got time to steady a little bit here, I think, North Geelong. It may, although it's a shocking injury by the look of it to Craig Eves, in the context of the game, may just work their way a little. They've got time to get the breather and think about their task for the next 15 minutes of the game. We've played 14 and nearly 15 minutes of the final quarter on the Bannockburn Sporting Trophies time clock, and play is about to recommence.
Here we go, the bounce down, a good one by the umpire, gets down towards the Anakie half-forward line. Good play from Menzies out of the ruck now. Moranovic from full-back, backs himself, drops the ball. Franken tackles him. Good play, Scott Simon, no, hanging on. Franken was hanging on to Moranovic for too long after he got rid of the ball, and he will take the free kick at full-back.
Paul Welsh just pointing the finger at the umpire there too.
He won't want to say anything because he...
You wouldn't want to say anything. You just want to say happy birthday if you thought he made a wrong decision. You'd be straight off.
Moranovic now from full-back, looks to the outer side, and Alford, who's in front of Welsh and Menzies and Bissett, and Alford will take the mark at half-back. Looks inside towards Simpson. He's got 20 metres on everybody. He plays on now. He's got Jones next to him. He kicks long, looking for Law and Hearn. Good play from Glenn Light to pick the ball up over the top. Good play to Gibbons. Gibbons now tries to get around Marnie and does so. Good play.
Kick not too good from Gibbons though. Didn't find its target there in Greaves. Elzinger's in there fighting hard for his side. Little toe poke comes out of the pack. Who's got the pace? Light kicks it up the ground. Goes wide on the far side of the ground. It's out of bounds. Just the attacking zone perhaps for Anakie. The difference, the scoreboard shows 8 points the difference. North Geelong in front. They have been all day. Anakie certainly not giving this game away. They've fought very hard since quarter time to work their way back into it. Boundary umpire puts it back into play. Kick it off the ground there, Milne. He couldn't do so because Franken dived on it. Comes back to Milne. The hand pass comes over to Jones. He's in trouble. He's gone. Play on as the call. He got away with it. Franken puts the body on the line again. In goes Milne. Pretty tough stuff out there. Ball it up umpire, and he will do so in the centre of the ground.
Both sides going hard at the ball in this last quarter. North Geelong 8-point leaders. We'll have a bounce just inside the centre square. Alford and Menzies. Menzies gets the tap straight to Daryl Jones. Jones in the centre goes long. Shane Coots is back there. So's Costello. Coots get the ball. Good tackle by Boothroyd. Good tackle. Priddle now. Handball out the back. Good work. Rory Nicol, who's only been on the ground a short while. He can't convert and kicks it behind for the North Geelong side. Good play from Boothroyd to tackle there. And that... Interesting, isn't it? I thought the tackle was just a little high. The Geelong GDFL Bingo Centre scoreboard, North Geelong 10-12-72, lead Anakie 9-9-63.
Costello now sizing up his options from the kick in, elects to kick it long and goes out wide. Not a good kick. Alford dives in and takes a good diving mark in front of Menzies, who's now playing in the ruck. And Neil Alford took this mark. Menzies stands the mark about 50 metres out. Alfie kicks it into the breeze. It'll hold up a little. It does. Getting back with the flight of the football. Boothroyd knocked further afield there by McGibbons, who concedes the behind. Good sensible stuff there. A rush behind there to North Geelong. They just increased their margin by a little bit more.
We wait for Shane Coots to kick out from fullback for Anakie now. He looks to the outer side. He now comes to the grandstand side looking for Justin Tate, who's got 5 metres on Jeff Ryan and takes the mark at half-back. Good kick, good mark. Justin Tate now from half-back. He looks upfield. Not much on offer for Anakie now. He goes long, looking towards the centre. Daryl Jones has got his name written on it. He takes the mark in front of Jamie Elmer.
Not a good kick that time from Justin Tate. He had Jason Greaves short. They've got to make sure their kicks are right. It's no good just bombing away. Haven't got enough players to do that.
And that was better. Jones there looked short and found Rob Law at half forward. Law now on the boundary line. Goes with his right boot up towards the forward. Good mark.
Scotty Hearn, lovely mark as you called. Cool in the crisis was Hearn. He punt kicks out towards Glenn Light, who takes the mark on defensive side of the ground. That's the far side, right on the 50-metre line. And Glenn Light unloads, gets a long kick away towards centre wing. It has to be a good one. It's trapped beautifully there. Streaming through the pack was Tab for North Geelong. He got the ball further afield. Down to the half-forward zone. Charts. Oh, the good tackle laid there by Hearn. Forced the error from Elzinger. Burns. The Beggs picks it up. Tumbles the punt. He got no one to kick it to there. On centre wing stands Simpson. He stands on his own for North Geelong and he gathers and he punt kicks back inside the 50, up towards the 50-metre zone. Doing well, Glenn Light. He's had a good game. Gets the hand pass to Shane Coots. He defends. He lets the play go now towards the centre of the ground. Up goes Big Welsh. Can't mark. At ground level, Dean Burke's got it. Got the hand pass back. Here comes, chipping in well as Greaves. Chips in beautifully. The kick not good. Scotty Simon behind on that occasion. And the mark taken down there in defence by Marinovic.
Jovanovic gets it out towards Milne. Milne now, he's got Law as a loose man. He's 10 metres in front of Brendan Jolly, who's just come back onto the ground. Bad kick from Law. Gets it towards Jeff Ryan. Good play from Tate at centre half back. Rob Law runs onto the ball, keeps it in front of him, picks the ball up now. Good handball to Priddle. Priddle short over the top of Boothroyd and Costello. Hearn's back there to clean up. He does so. Handball to Gibbons. Good play, Anakie out of the back line. A short kick in towards the centre. Jeff Belair's good lead in front of Proctor and gets it out towards the wing.
And he plays on immediately on the left foot, gets it to Coots, who takes the mark at centre wing. He includes the man on the mark and he plays on. He goes to centre half forward. Numbers here in favour of North Geelong. Orford Cops run high against Menzies as he kicked the footy, and Neil Orford will go back and take the free kick midway between centre half back and centre of the ground.
Alford now waiting for a lead.
The Magpies are hanging on out here at Osborne Park.
Looks to the outer side now. Goes towards Rory Nicol and Hearn. Nicol takes a good mark in front of Hearn on the centre wing, outer side. Osborne Park, he plays on now. Looks in short towards Jeff Ryan. It bounces in front of him. He can't handle the ball. Gibbons is tackled without it.
High.
Now pushed out towards Troy Elsinger, who gets the ball for North Geelong. Good tackle by Belair's. Milne now. It's tough now. Good play. Jeff Belair's with his left foot gets it towards Corey Bissett, and Corey Bissett takes the mark just inside the centre square at centre half forward for Anakie.
And a good mark it was. It was just too high for him. He stretched up as a finger tipper. Too far out to score. We think he's unloaded. This is a long bomb. Beating back Scotty Simon. Welshie! Big Welsh claimed the mark over the back. The ball was knocked there. If he's paid the mark or the ball was knocked away after he marked it, will it be 50 metres? No. Neil Orford punched the ball clear after he'd marked. It looked a little bit late after Welsh was showing it off to the crowd, but he's taken the mark in the pocket. Big Paul Welsh has not troubled the scorers today and has not looked like it. But he's got this one. It's an important kick for the Anakie Football Club. This to bring them within just a few points of North Geelong. Welsh goes back. I think he's kicked the goal. Yes, the big fella's got one. He's spoilt the average, but he's given them big hope. A goal to Paul Welsh. Anakie coming home with the breeze. One man short now because Jolly's back on the ground. 10-13-73 North Geelong. 10-9-69 to Anakie. That's on the Geelong and District Football League Bingo Centre scoreboard. That's hard to get out when you're pretty excited, I'll tell you, Jason Downey. It's 4 points the difference. Can they get up?
Well, North Geelong had their chance in the last 5 minutes or so, but the Anakie backline has played well. They got a good kick out of the centre by Belair's, a good mark by Bissett, and Welsh finished off the good work with his first goal of the day. We're back in the centre now.
Oh, we've got the match of the day. I'll tell you what, it's a thriller here. There's the GDFL Bingo Centre scoreboard. 10-13-73 North Geelong. Anakie 10-9-69. Important ball out of the middle, Jason.
Menzies gets the tap towards Light. Light's tackled there by Jones, and it's going to be a ball up Anakie side of the centre. An exciting finale coming up now.
22, nearly 23 minutes gone, but we had a long stoppage of play. Remember when Craig Hughes was unfortunately carried up in a stretcher in this last quarter. Milne tries to burst his way through the pack. Menzies had a fair last quarter, got a hand pass further afield. Elmer, can he pick it up? He can't. At ground level, Simpson gives it across to Marnie. Marnie goes bang for North Geelong up towards half forward, and Justin Tate takes the mark. Release the pressure, kicks it long with that left foot high. Corey Bissett's in front. He's got 5 opponents over the back. Who wants the footy? Sid Jones reads it beautifully. Goes onto the left foot, swings it into the centre of the ground, and the mark's been taken there by that player back on the ground. That's Phil Proctor.
Proctor kicks it up towards Boothroyd and Costello. They're having a great tussle. Rory Nicol now tries to keep it in front. Hustle by Hearn. Good play by Hearn and Costello to get the ball out. Costello kicks it towards the boundary line. Simpson keeps it in, outer wing at Osborne Park. Left foot, back towards Boothroyd. He goes up, infringed by Costello there. And Boothroyd will take the free kick. On the 50-metre line, outer side.
Not much doubt about that one, Jason.
No. Oh, he plays on now. No, he doesn't. The umpire's called him back. Getting a few instructions from the Anakie coaching staff down here.
A bit of an adjective now, not sure what that one was. 24 minutes gone on the Bannockburn Trophies time clock. Final quarter here at Osborne Park. Rodney Boothroyd, his total today, 4 goals, 2. He's kicking into the breeze. He is deep in the left forward pocket. Now Michael Costello stands the mark. We wait for Boothroyd. He always takes plenty of time about his shots for goal. No exception here. I think he's waiting for a short one. There's none forthcoming. He's only got to kick the ball. The umpire might take it off him in a minute. Now he straightens up Boothroyd. Comes in. Now goes the short one over the top.
Elzinger.
And he finds Elzinger, who marks, turns, plays on immediately, kicks for goal, and has missed. 1 point only to Troy Elzinger. Anakie still within a kick of the North Geelong Magpies in the final quarter here at Osborne Park. It has been a thriller.
5 points in front now, North Geelong. Jolly looks to the grandstand side, kicks it out, looks for Corey Bissett and Burke. Corey Bissett, good use of the body, can't take the mark. Burke over the back, handball to Jones. Jones, a short kick towards another North Geelong player. That looks like it's Nickel. No, in fact, it's Rob Law. Law takes the mark on the boundary line, goes short. Good kick, and he finds... That looks like it was Nickel. Nickel inside to Jones, and Jones takes the mark just inside the 50-metre line.
Jason, let's bring the call back in a bit here. Corey Bissett, both arms up. Surely he was pulled off the football.
Well, they were both using good use of the body by both Bissett and Burke there, and obviously the umpire just...
I think he just didn't see
let
it.
the play go.
He just didn't see it.
Let the play go.
Sid Jones now got the footy chance to put his side further in front. They've just steadied a bit the Magpies in the last few minutes.
Bit of interesting information. Cookie Young Priddle's
taking a long
Jones's
time.
nephew.
We heard something in our phones in the background there, did we?
Yes, it was me. I was just telling you that Priddle was Jones's nephew.
Oh, right. Rory Priddle is Daryl Jones' nephew, and he might be thanking
Daryl Jones is his favourite uncle. I'll tell you, he's just kicked this through the middle. They just said that Priddle was Daryl Jones' nephew. Well, tell you, he's a favourite uncle now for sure. Daryl Jones kicks a magnificent goal.
Yeah, great work there from the young guys, Priddle and Law, and the captain, the coach has finished it off, Daryl Jones. He pushes North Geelong further in front. The GDFL Bingo Centre scoreboard. North Geelong 11-14-80. Anakie 10-9-69.
Well, I certainly wouldn't say that's the sealer. It's a pretty handy goal, though. Now, Anakie have got to kick 2. They are kicking with the breeze. They have got 17 back on instead of 16 now. 11-14, 80 points, North Geelong. Anakie 10-9-69 on the GDFL Bingo Centre scoreboard. Plenty of action out there, plenty of action here as trying to crash his way through the pack. Might have been Belair's, wasn't it? He was claimed and thrown to the ground by 2 or 3 opponents there, including Alford and Jones. The umpire said had no hope. And we see Lawrence coming back onto the ground for Anakie.
And Burns for North Geelong also. Alford now in the ruck with Menzies. Alford gets the tap down. Good play. Greaves has a fresh air shot. Good play from Tab. Tab on his right foot now. Looks towards half forward. Nickel. Good play with Hearn. Pushing the back, David Cook said, and I think he may be paying it.
Well, he missed the first one. He got the second.
Yep.
Scotty Hearn,
Scotty
the recipient of 2 pushing the backs. He got the second one. He is right on the defensive 50-metre line. They need to get something moving quick. Hearn just went the spiral punt. Not a particularly good kick to him. Corey Bissett traps it well. Swings onto his left foot and kicks in towards half forward. Jovanovic goes back with the flight of the footy and takes a pretty good mark. And wants to play on immediately on that left foot out wide to Daryl Jones, who kicked the previous goal. He's now down at left half back, taking a grab. Jones chips over the top. Kick is a beauty, and Jeff Ryan takes the mark. He's jumped into by Benny Beggs after he took the mark, but probably not much in it. Jeff Ryan just making it look pretty good. Played a few games. Jeff got a bit of experience going for him, and now he takes his time. He's steadying things down. I feel the old timers here for North. Ryan, right foot kick. Inside towards the 50-metre line. Not a bad one either. No mark taken. It's paddled out wide. Picked up by Gibbons of Anakie. He's been a grand trier all day. The kick not too good. And the mark taken here by Dean Burke.
Burke looks inside towards Shane Burns. Burns can't take the mark. Good play from Belair's. But he has been taken high by Belair's, and Burns will take the mark. In the centre of the ground. He comes out, grandstand side. Sees Glenn Milne. He gets him. On the wing now. Goes long. Looking up towards half forward. Priddle and Law are there. Priddle takes the mark. And a good mark from Rory Priddle on the half-forward flank for North Geelong now. He tries to get on quickly. He brings it around with the wind. It's on the boundary line. Good play from Rob Law. He doesn't keep it in, though. And it will be a throw-in about 30 metres around from the North Geelong goal.
Yeah, the youngsters there, Priddle and Law again doing well. And Costello, considering himself unlucky, he was having a bit of a run, but the ball was out of bounds. Thrown back into play, and that's Proctor doing the ruck work there. Did it well too. Knocked it straight out of bounds. His coach would be happy with that tactic. Gained about 10 metres for his side, and boundary umpire is going to repeat the dose. It's in front of the North Geelong Social Club. Proctor again knocks it towards the fence, getting inside at Glen Light. Get the ball on the boot very quickly. Unfortunately, Anakie supporters pushed as he kicked, and it's out of bounds on the full. Some 25-30 metres from where he kicked that one, and it looks like Sid Jones again going to take this free kick. Going to be a very hard day to give votes whoever wins, Jason, because players seem to have been going in and out of the game all day. Jones has been pretty steady, but his opponent David Cook had a great third quarter, so it's interesting stuff giving votes at the end of this game. Let's wait till it finishes, though. Here's Jones sending North Geelong into attack.
He takes his time. He now pushes up towards Jeff Ryan and Rod Boothroyd. Good play from the Anakie back line. Coots now threw the ball. Yes, he threw the ball. That was a throw. And tried to throw it out towards Gibbons and Brendan Jolly there. And North Geelong will have the free kick inside the 50-metre line now. Jeff Ryan.
Well, he's kicked as many goals as Paul Walsh, I reckon. Jeff Ryan over the years. He's spent most of his days as a backman, as a full-back and a half-back. He's certainly contributed today fairly well. He's had a few runs on the ball, I think, today, Jeff Ryan. Ruck-roving around the ground a bit here and there. And he looked very tired. Look, in Jeff Ryan too, but he's going to straighten up and have a shot for goal. Taking plenty of time about this one. Shane Coots stand the mark, just didn't have the presence of mind to fist it as he went to ground. He just threw it away. Ryan comes in and shoots for goal, looks to be swinging back. Oh, wait on the goal umpire. Boothroyd likes it. It's home, and maybe North Geelong are too.
Yeah, good steadier there again from North Geelong. Daryl Jones was marshalling your troops in the forward line, and Jeff Ryan finished off a bad mistake there from Shane Coots. And the GDFL bingo centre scoreboard, North Geelong 12-14-86. 17-point leaders over Anakie now, 10-9-69.
Very handy goal, that one, kicked by Jeffrey Ryan. That might be just about the end of the spirited fight back we've seen from Anakie this afternoon.
Back in the centre now, waiting for the umpire to bounce the ball. Elford and Menzies. He puts the ball down now. It favours Menzies. He gets the ball. He takes it out of the ruck onto his left foot up towards centre half forward. Nobody there for Anakie, and Phil Proctor will take the mark at half back. He plays on. Welsh tackles. Good tackle from behind by Paul Welsh. Proctor tries to get it out. He does so to Tab. Tab's tackled well by Bissett. Good play from Jones to hold the ball up for North Geelong. And there'll be a ball up just inside the centre square. Anakie attacking.
Gee, that was a great tackle, Paul Walsh. Yep. Proctor took the mark unopposed. He just waited till he played on. He didn't give him early. Waited till he played on and pulled him to the ground as he was about to kick. It was a real great bit of experience, and they've held the ball up now in their attacking zone, just outside the 50. Up goes Orford versus Menzies. To ground level it goes. Crashed his way through the pack. Jason Franken couldn't get the boot to it. Here's Welsh crashing his way through the pack. Got a hand pass towards Gibbons. No, it wasn't. It was Lawrence. It was too hot for him. Here comes Elmer. Picks up in the right half forward flank. Chips in towards the forward pocket. Almost the mark to Simon. Second grab not paid. Toe poke from Simon's okay. Goes towards Franken. He's got the football. Jason Franken turns around and punt kicks for goal. Too wide, not too handsome. It's out of bounds. Did it bounce or was it on the full? Wait on the boundary umpire. I think you'll find it might be on the full.
Yep. Proctor to take the free kick in the last line defence for North Geelong.
Well, they have to get a goal from this forward Sorte, one would think. Anakie to get themselves back into the fight.
We wait now on Proctor, who collects the ball. He's got a kick over his mark. He's right next to the goal, right next to the behind post. He kicks now with his left foot, looks out towards half back. Getting dark here at Osborne Park. Good mark from Dean Lawrence in front, not paid.
Oh! Play on, they stack in on top of it out there, Jason. You called it, I called it as well. Didn't think there was any doubt about it, but umpire didn't pay it, and it's just outside the 50-metre zone of Anakie's attacking area, and it will be a bounce-down decision as Neil Orford prepares to do the ruck work there. Been a try all afternoon. He does work against Menzies, who takes it out of the air, big Sir Robert, but his kick is smothered. It rebounds to Ivan Jovanovic, gets a little toe poke, gains a few metres, goes to Jones, cleverly gets around Greaves, does Jones, goes onto the left foot and kicks the ball out wide, looking for the pace of Ryan. Has he got it? Oh, he's tumbled into the ground. Play on as the call. Pretty rough out there. Elzinger's a chance. He's got it. He straightens up on the right foot and kicks the ball into towards centre half forward. Up goes Priddle, takes a mark, not played.
Down the field.
Down the field was the whistle, and Priddle will kick North Geelong deeper into attack. He goes short, in fact, chips it across the ground, making good ground. Gren Light intercepted beautifully. Had no support though. Jovanovic picks it up. Little left foot kick around the body to Ryan. He's tired. He taps the ball in front of him. Chance here for North Geelong. They can't get it out. They stack it on top, but it's close to their goal mouth. It's going to be a ball-up decision. But old Jeff Ryan, he got up and down the one spot there.
Yeah, good play from Anakie to hold the ball up there. A bounce about 15 metres out directly in front of the Anakie goal. GDFL Bingo Centre scoreboard, North Geelong 17 points in front, and it's tapped through by Brendan Jolly for another behind, so that's a 3-goal cushion for North Geelong. Nearly 34.5 minutes into this last quarter that will go a bit longer because of our hold-up with Craig Eves earlier in the quarter.
Yeah, we probably lost about, 5 or 6 minutes there, really, didn't we? Here's Jolly. Have a look at this kick. He's kicked this to the centre of the ground. Magnificent kick. Bissett takes a great mark. There's Corey. The siren goes. It doesn't matter anymore. Corey Bissett shakes hands with his opponent there in, that was Dean Burke. The game is over. North Geelong have withstood a spirited fight back from the Anakie Football Club this afternoon to run out winners. And now, after all the rough and tough stuff, they're all shaking hands. Even Shane Burns is shaking a few hands out there.
Yeah, well, a great game from both sides. The only thing that probably beat Anakie today was a couple of players being sent off at crucial times, and Paul Camerano sending off for the rest of the game probably influenced their midfield run.
That was probably, about 12 minutes into the third quarter or something like that?
And we also see David Cook limping around, so obviously he sustained an injury too, which is why he was off the ground for most of the last quarter. But a good show from North Geelong, from most of the young guys who put in fairly well. I thought Rory Priddle played well today, and Rob Law played well when he came on. And a few of the older heads, also Daryl Jones, played well in that last quarter. But both sides, North Geelong, if they had a loss, would have been in trouble. Three losses on the trot, but they've had a good win here by 18 points over Anakie, who also are in a bit of trouble at the moment, losing last week to Cryo and now to North Geelong by 3 goals.
Yeah, still not going quite as well at the moment, Anakie, but certainly the last 2 weeks, they'd take a bit of heart for their last 2 weeks. They're not far away from it, I don't think. There's the boys on screen, the North Geelong boys. They're pretty happy about this. The little number 4 there, Rory Priddle, impressed with his game. He's a real live wire in that forward zone, and, well, he's wearing the number made famous out here by Greg Bellwood, and gee, if he turns out to be as consistent and good a player as Greg Bellwood, he'll be very happy, that boy, and congratulations to him today, played a great game. We're not on the air at the moment, right? Going to cut from here. We'll just get out to eat to cut off here, and we'll come back very soon with our votes for the afternoon here at Osborne Park.
Time to cut it. Time to go back to the studio.
Siren time. Anakie, unfortunately for the Anakie supporters, have gone down this afternoon of North Geelong, who were too strong in the final quarter. North Geelong 12-15-87 beat Anakie 10-9-69 in an absolute thriller here at Osborne Park this afternoon. Conditions not that good for football, but we certainly had a great game out here, Jason.
Yes, we certainly did, and it was in the end of the game. It was probably the first quarter that did it for North Geelong. They kicked 5-7 to 2 behinds, and they used the breeze well. And the last 3 quarters were fairly close. The last quarter saw North Geelong kick 3 goals, 5, and Anakie kicked 2 goals, 2. But in the context of the game, Camerotto and Cook, who were both playing very well in the third quarter for Anakie and got them within 9 points at 3-quarter time. Cook went off injured, and Camerotto was sent off, and that probably changed the match. And then Eves went off in the last quarter for North Geelong with what looked like a head injury. He was obviously a loss for North Geelong, but the cool hands of Daryl Jones and also the young guys, Rob Law and Rory Priddle, and even Rory Nickel when he came on, they did well for North Geelong. They held the ball up in the forward line. The Anakie back line was under pressure, and they just didn't have enough forward line power in the last 15 minutes or so to overrun the North Geelong side.
Well, yeah, the sending off of Camerano was crucial. Not only was he sent off for swearing, whilst he was in the coach's box, he was then shown the red card and not allowed to come back on at all. Meant they were playing with just 17 on the ground. It's pretty hard to do. Then, of course, David Cook getting injured. He'd had a good third quarter, had a good tussle with Sid Jones. Sid had the better little half-time. Cookie's third quarter was pretty good. But then Sid Jones in the last quarter, he seemed to be everywhere, all over the place, taking marks, and he kicked the magnificent goal, which sewed the game right up. At one stage, Anakie got to within, I think, about 5 points, was it not, in the last quarter?
Yep.
It looked like can I say an upset, but it wouldn't be an upset, I guess. But looks like they were going to pinch it there at one stage in the final quarter. They just couldn't kick the one they wanted, and the cool hands, as Jason has said, of Sid Jones and a few other older players around the ground. Simpson made a couple of dashes out of defence, and a couple of kids up in the forward line were very impressive in that last quarter. One was Priddle and one was Law. They combined a couple of times and got goals on the board for them. He was very impressive, young Rory Priddle. He kicked 3 goals for them. 4 goals was kicked by Rod Boothroyd. I think he had 3 till half time, and he had a great duel with Brendan Jolly, who also got sent off. God, there was more send-offs here than there was when you were going off to war. Fair dinkum, they were going off one at a time. They didn't know who was going off one stage. Elzinger was a good player too. Other goal kickers, Steve Smilovic got one early in the game. Jeff Ryan, he'll treasure this. I reckon he'll buy a tape, Jeff. Hope you do, mate. Played a great game, tried all day and kicked the goal. He doesn't kick too many. Daryl Jones got one. Craig Eves, unfortunately injured badly in that final quarter. We don't know how he is, but he kicked a goal also. Whilst for Anakie, single goal kickers. Paul Welsh finally got one. He had about 18 shots today, Welsh. He just couldn't kick them through, but he got one at the finish there and give him a real chance, give him a sniff, but they couldn't go on. Jamie Elmer kicked one. David Cook kicked a team lifter in the third quarter. Vicky Gibbons played well all day and got a goal, and Ben Beggs kicked the goal. He had a great third quarter too, Ben Beggs. Corey Bissett got 2, and Scotty Simon went down to full forward, gave him a real target. His long kicking netted him 3 goals too for the afternoon. But all in all, they just a bit good all day, North Geelong. They were never headed, so we've got to give them full points. It looked a couple of times though Anakie were going to get them, but those old fellas, you can never write them off here at North Geelong. They were just too steady under pressure, and they ran out the winners today. 12-15-87 to Anakie 10-9-69. We've got to give some votes now, Jason.
Okay, well, with apologies to a couple, but I didn't think that really anybody on the ground played a full 4 quarters this afternoon. Apologies to a couple of players who I thought Rob Marinovic in the last half played fairly well at full back actually for North Geelong. He held the defence together. I thought Dean Burke played well across half back for North Geelong. Also thought Justin Tate played well for Anakie across the back line, and also Shane Cootes. But I've given one vote to Scott Simon. He marked well on the wing in the first half and was moved to full forward in the second half, and he ended up with 3 goals. In fact, 3 goals too, and marked well and had a good tussle with Marinovic. So I've given him 1 vote. I've given 2 votes to Daryl Jones. I thought he played very well in the last half. The third quarter, him and David Cook had a great struggle and a great tussle, but he played well in the first half, and in the last quarter he certainly held North Geelong together with a couple of crucial plays and a crucial goal. And I've given 3 votes to the youngster Rory Priddle. I thought he played well for most of the day. He kicked a good goal in the first quarter. He also took a couple of good marks, and in the last half I thought he played well. He roved off Boothroyd well, and he's certainly going to be, him and Rob Law, Troy Elzinger and Peter Tab are certainly going to be the future of the North Geelong Football Club.
Okay, Jace, yeah, I had to give some votes. I found it very hard also, although we haven't looked at one another's notes either. We've nearly come up with something similar here. I gave 1 point to Scotty Hearn at half back for Anakie, with apologies to about 15 others because you can't put them all in. I just thought he tried very hard all day and attacked the footy, and he held them up on many occasions. Daryl Jones, I gave him the 2 points as you did this afternoon for his game. He had a good duel with Cookie, and of course I think Cookie going off in the last quarter was pretty crucial because he just about got even at least with Daryl Jones in that third quarter, and was starting to run off him a little bit, but Jones in the last quarter was sensational, just grabbing those marks around the ground and steadying players down. He kicked that great goal too. And I gave 3 votes to that young kid too, young Priddle. I was very impressed with him in the forward pocket. He kicked 3 goals, but he was a very cheeky little forward pocket player. He got out the half forward line a bit, and he certainly gave them an option, a lot of patience. You can't beat that youth. So we both agree that the young boy, young Priddle there, Rory Priddle, gets the 3 points. Daryl Jones, he's got a heap of these APCO Easy Shop and best guest video tankards at home, so he's got another one now. He's just about to have a party for 40 and give them all one, I think, said Jones. He won that many. And 1 point we're going to share between Scotty Hearn and Scotty Simon. We'll toss the coin, and because he kicked 3 goals and give him a snip, we'll give it to Scotty Simon. He gets the 1 point this afternoon. And of course, the winner of the award, if he can turn up at the video replay at the Great Western Hotel on Monday at 7:30, receives a complimentary dinner for 2. So you must be there to get that. So let's hope that young Priddle firstly is old enough to get into the hotel. He might have to go in that kiddies area, I don't know. I think he's out of the under-18s now. He does look a very youthful, fresh-faced kid. He better take his driver's licence or birth certificate with him all the same. And he can enjoy the meal out there with the compliments of Rick and Bushy out there at the Great Western Hotel. And a good meal it is too. And of course, young Priddle got a big future in front of him. Congratulations. He gets the 3, Jones gets 2, and Scotty Simon gets 1. And Jason, you got some final scores there?
Yes, from the AFL, Geelong and Footscray played at the Western Oval today in Geelong. They had a big win, 22 goals, 18, 150, defeated Footscray 8, 14, 62, and Gary Ablett kicked 9 goals, 7 for the Victors. Richmond We're just got over the top of Collingwood by 2 points. Fitzroy got up for their first win of the year against St Kilda at Waverley, and Carlton 13-9-87 defeated West Coast 10 goals 7-67 at Optus Oval.
Just before you go on there, Jason, I'd like to send my sympathy to all them Collingwood supporters. They got beat again by 2 points. There's blokes clapping hands up here.
And Lethal may be in trouble during the week.
Oh, they were 1-1. Yeah, well, they had a draw out of 6, eh? Well, yeah. How the mighty have fallen. Jason, just while you're turning the pages there to next week's games, we might have a look at those as we're still on air. We've got a few minutes to fill in, and perhaps we could have a look at what's happening next week in the GDFL.
Okay, we've got it's the fixture mixture starts next week. Division 1 and Division 2 teams will start playing each other in round 6. We've got Geelong West Cricket and Football Club hosting Corio at Bakers Oval. The Blue West boys, they've been doing well. They hadn't lost one up until today. We haven't got the GDFL final scores through yet.
Noel Fanning might have some scores coming through now downstairs there. He's just bringing them over to us. They were trailing the Blue West side. They look. Everyone thinks they're going to win the premiership in second division, but they were certainly trailing at half time. As the scores just coming up now, they are from the Bellarine, from my old mate Johnny Edsel down there, my old golfing partner. Thanks, John, for ringing those through for us. Final scores in the Bellarine League before we discuss next week's GDFL. Queenscliff 13-16-94 have had a victory over Port Arlington 7-14-56, so a very handy, nice win there to Queenscliff. Ocean Grove 13-22-100 have defeated Newcombe 5-7-37 in a whitewash down there. I think that was played at Newcombe actually. Anglesey 17-11-113. Oh, you beauty! Have defeated Torquay 14-7-91. Anglesey since half time kicked 12 goals to Torquay's 6 to run out winners there by 22 points, and they'll be pretty happy down there tonight. Club's going quite well at the moment. Drysdale in the other game 9-13-67 have been defeated by the Geelong Amateurs, the former GDFL side. 10-15-75. So the Amateurs coming from behind at three-quarter time. They trailed by a goal. They kicked 4 goals to 3 in the last quarter to run out winners there by a matter of just 8 points. So the winners in Bellarine League, they were thanks to Johnny Edsel there, the promotions officer, were Queenscliff, Ocean Grove, Anglesey and the Geelong Amateurs.
So some good wins there for BFL sides. Getting back to the Geelong and District Football League for next week. Geelong West Cricket and Football Club will host Corio, which should be a good game. Corio were up against Werribee Central, as we had heard earlier in the day. So,
well, our old mate Ronnie Brain thinks Corio are going to go through the season undefeated and win the premiership, and I don't think that Blue West will stand in their way next week.
Probably not. Werribee Centrals will host the victors today, North Geelong, that we saw in the match of the round today at Werribee.
And that'll be a good game too,
because be a good game.
Presuming that we don't know, but presuming that Werribee Centrals have gone down to Corio, they were trailing by a fair margin at half time. North Geelong are getting back on track a little bit with a few of their older players and some of their youngsters coming good. That'll be a pretty good game out there with perhaps the Centrals on the rebound, maybe having the edge at home.
Anakie versus Thompson at Anakie.
Well, we've seen Anakie return to form today. I think they're back in town. I know they lost the game, but I think they're just about right.
Well, they had a good game last week against Corio too, only going down by about 4 goals. So they're obviously returning to a bit of the form that took them to the premiership last year, and they will hopefully, for Anakie's sake, make their usual run at the end of the season. We have Bellpost Hill. They'll be hosting Mottawarri at Myers Reserve at Windy Hill.
Could be an interesting game. Mottawarri were leading Bannockburn by about 3 or 4 goals at half time today. We haven't got the final scores. Actually, Noel Fanning getting some more final scores I can see down there. Not sure where they're from, so we might have more news in a minute. But yeah, wouldn't be surprised if Mottawarri did quite well.
East Belmont host Bannockburn at Winter Reserve, and we saw Bannockburn last week defeat Eastern Suburbs, but
gee, they were impressive too.
They were.
Bannockburn, didn't they? They looked as though they're back in town too after a pretty ordinary start at the season. They've got a few going. The drainer, Shane Andrews, was tremendous last week, and a few of the little blokes are starting to get with the Pilgrim boys, and they picked up a couple of young Wayne College's brother Troy. They look all right, I think, Bannockburn.
And Lee Districts in the final match host Eastern Suburbs at Inverleigh. Lee Districts we saw a couple of weeks ago against Thompson, and they played well. They also lost last week, the last kick of the day, to East Belmont. They played them again today, and that should be an interesting clash as well at Inverleigh.
Yes, out at Inverleigh, you never know out there, do you? It's a long way to travel. Some teams don't travel too good out there. Actually, I don't go that far on my holidays. I've never been that far out to Inverleigh, but we went out there one day, I remember. Yeah, but they'll have the task in front of them, I think, Inverleigh. And yet Noel Fanning just getting some more scores. We've just got a couple of more minutes if the studio can stay with us for just a touch longer while Noel is writing these as fast as he can to get the scores to our listeners. We might quickly just give the final score here again. 12-15-87 North Geelong have defeated Anakie in a spirited football match out here this afternoon. 10-9-69 after Anakie got within a few points of North Geelong in that terrific last quarter. After North Geelong had jumped them, kicked 5-7 to 2 points in the first quarter. Did very well, did Anakie, to fight back. A little bit undermanned at the finish, but certainly no lack of fight out here by the Anakie crews. And Daryl Bissell will take a little bit of heart from their performance. And final scores coming through here, Jason.
Yep, this is from the Geelong Football League. Final scores: St Joseph's hosted St Albans today, and St Joey's 10-15-75 defeated St Albans 7-14-56 by 19 points. Newtown 8-8-56, beaten by West Saints 17 goals 10-112 at Newtown. Lara hosted North Shore and had a big win, 21-15, 141 to North Shore 13-6-84. Bell Park hosted Leopold and Bell Park 9-12-56, Leopold 17-8, 105. And in the final match of the day, South Barwon 20 goals 18, 180, defeated Grovedale 12-3-75, and that was GFL scores thanks to Eric Nichols.
Many thanks to Eric, and if Noel Fanning can hear me, just wondering, Noel, if a decision's been made before we close on where we are going next week for the GDFL match of the day. And it's up to us too. Well, thank you very much. Jason, if you'd just like to quickly run through the goal kickers again, I'll have a look here.
Okay, for the victors, North Geelong, we had 4 goals to full forward Rod Boothroyd, 3 to our best man on the ground, Rory Priddle. We had singles to Craig Eves, Daryl Jones, Tim Schwennerson, Jeff Ryan and Steve Smilovich. And for Anakie, we had 3 goals to Scott Simon, 2 goals to Corey Bissett and singles to Paul Welsh, Jamie Elmer, Ben Beggs, David Cook and Michael Gibbons. The final score here, North Geelong 12-15-87, Anakie 10 goals 9-69, and Cookie, have we made a